What do you do when your best and favourite player is unhappy at the club, asking to leave, and is wanted by some of the best football clubs in the world like United, Newcastle and Tottenham? How do you get them to stay? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you make them happy again, how you remind them of the good times that you've had, and get players as good as Greg Grant to stay at your football club. Welcome back to the 10th season, yes, 10th season with Queen's Park, where we are once again the title holders for the second year in a row. We are in the Champions League, of course, trying to make our way through it and get a decent draw. Oh, who is this team? We've got some random teams in the Champions League, and we have made a ton of signings this year. This is what we would absolutely call a transitional year for the club, because if we're going to want to win this competition, which Leeds United are in, by the way, we need to start winning more games. And if we're going to win more games, we need to get better players. And if we're going to get better players, we need to sell the players that we have, improve it, and look to the future. And that's exactly what we've done. But, of course, we're trying to do all that while keeping a hold of Greg Grant because, teams want him, and for good reason. 24 goals, and 9 assists in 35 matches last season. So yeah, no surprises there. But if you guys are excited for this episode, please smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'm not even going to put up this animation anymore that gives you the amount of likes that I want. We're just going to jump straight into it and go over the transfers that we have made, because there have been a lot, and some of them are questionable. But realism, and you just got to go with me. The first one is Colwill, and I regret it. I will admit, I regret it. He's gone for £36 million. He was the best centre-back that we had, and I do really need to preface this. He wanted to leave. He was kicking up a fuss. Well, he was about to kick up a fuss. It was that message where it was like, extremely unhappy if you didn't accept the offer. So I got it up to 36, which I was quite happy with. But I was just kind of thinking, he's also 29. He's getting on. Maybe refreshing that centre-back position is not a bad idea. I do kind of regret it. But Levi Colwill has left the club for £36 million. Not the only thing that we did in this part of the time, but the only... I'll show you the signings. Why not? Who did we sign in this period of time? We signed Gallagher, a young player. Great signing by me there, Raxo. We also brought in Saleh, who was an amazing central midfield option, who's going to be more of a CDM sort of player, I guess. Potentially the long-term replacement for Turkson, who isn't even old, but I think he's going to get better than him at some point. And Salah, the Swift man, that is a wonder kid. Once again, another wonder kid, Dean Brady, who I realised wasn't actually going to play a lot of first team football for us, because I think Salah is better, and Brady has gone out on loan to Monaco. Again, just £20 million. It is expensive, it is pricey, I will admit, but you'll see we've made a lot of money this transfer window, so yeah, we haven't exactly lost money. Last one, Jake Laskowski, who is 2-star current ability, but I think that's absolute... I just think it's incorrect. Like, if we compare him to Colwill, he's not miles off him. Yes, Colwill does have a lot better stats in, like, just general across-the-board areas, but, like, free kick taking are the huge ones, long throws, passing, tackling, he's got a bit better. But you know what I mean? Like, he's not that much worse. So 2-star is a bit ridiculous. He's going to be a rotation option for us this year. Yes, I did try and loan him out. But we'll go over that all later. Again, £22 million. Now you'll see why we can afford that. £307 million has been brought in. Let's go over it. Sildilia has left the club. He's getting on. He wasn't starting anymore. I thought cashing him was the right call. £17 million. I will take it. Only an £8 million loss. Probably could have gone a little bit more for him. Again, do I regret it? Maybe a little bit. But what's done is done. Isaiah, who definitely wanted to leave for a long time, got £39 million from him. I'm happy with that fee. I'm not whinging at all about that. There we go. Next one, Nadinic. Now, I didn't want to sell Nadinic. I want to preface this. Nadinic was a great player last year. Brilliant player last year. 9 goals, 6 assists. Was better than Carvajal in my opinion. But he had a contract expiring at the end of the year and he wasn't willing to renegotiate. So, £81 million is what we got. And I'm not going to whinge and moan about it, am I? Kobayashi has gone out on loan to Lille, and he has started amazingly. 4 goals in 4 games. So hopefully he's going to come back an even better player. That's a youngster that we signed. Well, I'll talk about him now. We got him on a free signing from Chelsea, and now we've loaned him out. I think he might have a decent potential future. I mean, his stats are better than his star rating suggests. So Rotherham, get him some good game time. Hopefully, he is better. Hurtado. Anyway, this guy, a Colombian dude, played 2 games for us. Wasn't great. So we sold him for a huge profit, £15 million. You'll absolutely take it. Fernando, that player that I signed for 3.6, yep, stupid. Loaned him out a lot, but happy to get a mil for him. Cannot complain with that. Eli, again, another player that I bought for about 3 mil. Yep, happy to just get 750k. Sometimes my signings don't quite profit, but I profit from most of them, just like Muhammad, who is now at Barcelona, a squad player, who I really think, like £48 million is a great fee for him because his value was like £20 million when they started bidding for him. But I don't know how his value hasn't skyrocketed now. His stats are incredibly good. And if we do have to get rid of Greg Grant, well, yes, I do need to talk about how we're going to try and keep a hold of Greg Grant very soon. But anyway, if we were to have to get rid of Greg Grant, he's the kind of player I'd want to step in. But he really wanted to go. So, I kind of let him. So, it's what it is. Brady. And another player that I brought in, he's loaned out. Have I told you that? I think I've told you that. I've already told you about that. That centre back, the Spanish guy that I got from Brighton, a buy, who wasn't quite good enough, out on loan to Cardiff. So fingers crossed he keeps developing. He has very good potential. So I'm hoping that development continues. Freeland, a little gutted about this one because we do love Freeland. But he just wasn't providing the goods for a couple of seasons, and he wanted to make this transfer too. Again, it is really like they were whinging. So I just thought £58 million, I'll take it. I know I could get more in the future, but he wasn't in form. I don't know. It made sense. It made sense. You'd think he'd want to go to United, so I let him go to United. Madueke was out on loan last season, sold him for 6.5, so happy to get some money for him. Suarez. Yeah, he's gone. I think you know this. I've never rated him that highly. Like when we first signed him, obviously I rated him really highly because that was all the way back when we'd just gotten into the league. Like he was an insane signing at that point in time. But look at his stats in comparison to like Freeland, for example. Like Freeland is just so much better in my opinion. Just so much better. Like the stats that Suarez is actually better in are like mentals marginally and long throws and penalty taking and technique. Okay, technique is kind of good, but you know what I mean. Like I just don't rate him that highly. He did get a lot of goals last season, but I've always had a bit of a striking issue with him. And even though he had a good year last year, again, he had 1 year left on his contract, and I just thought if I can get some money for him, I'll take it. £33 million. That is definitely some money, so I took it. Next one that we loaned out is this youngster that we signed years ago for a free transfer, so just got some money for him. Another player called Brady, another central midfielder that I brought in on a free transfer. He's gone out on loan, and fingers crossed he develops a wee bit. He was a free transfer. Harvey. Now, this was a player that we signed last year, £4.5 million, went on loan. Wanted to play him, really badly wanted to play him because his stats look really tasty now. But we just didn't have space for him. There were other players that I wanted to play more. So he's out on loan in the Serie A. Hopefully he does well out there. And last but not least, another player that I signed just before. Another wonder kid from England, 20 years of age. Going to get better. Right back, centre back. He's gone out on loan because again, we didn't have a whole lot of space. And the reason why I was trying to loan out this guy here, Liskowski, is because it was between the two of them. I didn't care who went out on loan. I just cared that one of them went out. But also, by the way, he is 6'4", so I think maybe more of a centre back might be calling his name. But we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, he's out on loan. Let's see how he is next year. Anyway, signings, players we brought in. Yep, there's been a lot of money spent on that too. Financial situation is actually okay. $4 million in the green. Still a lot in the transfer budget as well. But I think I might not spend it because I am kind of sick of having such a terrible financial situation at this club. New right back, very good. He is, I want to say, the second place in the next gen competition. Yeah, runner up. So he's good. He is good. Right back, left back, USA player. Good overall stats. I like what he brings to the table. 19 years of age, wonder kid. It's a bit of a theme happening at the moment. It's a rebuild. Brady, you've already known about. This guy's also just a youngster from New Zealand. Also just a youngster that we loaned out. Guendouzi. Terrible signing. Don't know why I brought him in. 74k per week down the drain. kind of thought experience might be helpful, but yeah, he's not going to make many appearances. Stupid signing. Very stupid. This video is going to be long. There's a lot of signings. I do apologise. Markovic. Again, kind of stupid signing, but I kind of thought, well, I'll sell him for profit eventually, and that's kind of the plan. So he's just ignore him. It'll be a profitable thing. He's never going to play. This one might play, and actually has played 2 games in the league campaign. I am really not sure what to do with goalkeeper now, because we have this Colombian dude that we brought in for £1.6 million, an absolute bargain because his stats are really good, McKenna and Souza. Now, I thought Souza was going to start, but then I looked at this guy in comparison to Souza, and I was like, oh, I don't know if he's better, because like the stats are kind of in different ways. I thought Souza was going to start. I thought McKenna was going to drop out of the team, but I started off with McKenna, then I went to this guy for a couple of games, and then I went to Souza, and now I think I'm just going to go with Souza, but I really don't know, honestly. Gabriel came into the squad, again, kind of more of a thought of like experience. I think it's not a bad shout. He's still got really good stats, and he's just come from Real Madrid. So, I don't know. Gabriel, good signing? £20,000 per week. It's nowhere near as bad as the Guendouzi one, that's for sure. Anyway, this is the big one. £87 million. Transfer record fee, even bigger than Greg Grant. Is he better than Greg Grant? Well, you tell me. Those are the stats we're talking about. Welcome to the club at Oben Salk. I mean, he's quite good, isn't he? He just is quite good. And despite his media description of an attacking midfielder, and despite the fact that he's only scored 2 goals in 5 games so far, he's our striker. Now, I would prefer him to be a little bit taller, but 18 pace, 17 finishing, 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, 16 technique, 15 off the ball, 17 acceleration, 19 agility. I think he might be a decent striker. It's not quite started brilliantly for him, and I am very upset that we didn't see him at £1.9 million when Fulham signed him. That does kill me a little bit inside. But I mean, I don't know if I was getting a better striker anywhere. He is very good. He is very, very good. And if we compare him to Greg Grant, he's the only player in the entire world I've ever seen that is kind of comparable. You know, I mean, Greg Grant is still better. It's Greg Grant, let's be honest here. But Oben, he's pretty good too. £87 million, he's got to be decent. He's already gone up in value. I just think he's going to be pretty good. Maybe not a striker, naturally, but that's where we're playing him. And I'm expecting more goals this year, that's for sure. Turkish as well. I don't know if that improves him or not, but yeah, he's in the team. Paul Dredge, £20 million. Again, like, we're splashing out big fees here, but you know, we're loaning people out, getting youth players for the future. Like, no one here is old apart from the free signing. So, you know, we are developing for the future for sure. £39 million, £40 million, I guess you could say, on this man here. Baptiste Cavalier. Baptiste, I've definitely got it right. We're just going to call him Baptiste for easiness. He is alright in terms of history. Comes from Rennes. He wanted to leave the club. I quite like him too. 20 flair. You can't teach that. 15 finishing, 15 dribbling. Pace, stamina, physical's great. He's kind of like the Mohamed replacement, if I'm honest. I don't know if he's better than Mohamed, if I'm honest. But he's good. He's good, I think. I'm not upset with him. I think he'll be a good rotation option. I have told him he'll be a star player. He's definitely not going to be a star player, but he's also got room for improvement. I like what he brings to the table. Welcome to the team, Baptiste, another striker option. Webster, Brad Webster, 3-star current ability, does not tell the story. And this is why I tried to loan out all those young centre-backs, because they, alongside Gabriel, were going to be my centre-back stuff going on. So that the English dude, and Gabriel. Can't remember any of their names now, if I'm being honest. It was going to be Dredge and the one with the long name that I signed. It was the other one, Laskowski. They were going to be my 2 centre-backs, and Gabriel, and like one of them would find the first team place. But then Webster got put on the transfer list, and look at his stats. 17 marking, 16 tackling, 14 heading, 13 positioning, 16 stamina, lots of good mental stats, lots of good physical stats, 19 determination. I just love what he brings to the table. He's right-footed too, and we haven't had a right-footed centre-back for about 20,000 years. He's played for Liverpool, he's played for Marseille, and when I say played for Liverpool, he's played for Liverpool once. He just needs a run in the first team, and I think he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. 25 years of age. I don't know how he's not been realised yet, but I think he's really good. I think he is really good. Brad Webster is our starting centre-back alongside Kaiki now, who also is getting a lot of offers. And finally, last transfer, another wonder kid, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. One of those ones that you find on the end of deadline day reports where the agents are sending his stuff in. Activated the release clause, and he's already up C. He's not in the Champions League squad, but Thiago Gaspar, very, very good. Whew. All of those transfers did mean one bad thing, though. I seem to have sold basically everyone that was homegrown at club. That wasn't ideal. I didn't realise I was doing it as I was doing it. And if I go through now, I realise that I've severely done that. Like, I'm pretty sure Nadinic was homegrown at club. I think Muhammad wasn't. Freeland definitely was. Suarez definitely was. So, that's 3 right there, which maybe wasn't the most intelligent move I've ever made, but I made money on them, and I still have some decent players, and this is the team that we're going with for our first game on camera in today's episode. Oh, you haven't even told you how things are going right now. Okay, so we're versing Bayern Munich right now in our first game of the Champions League. Champions League draw is actually quite lucky, so only Napoli, and then an easy team, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, but then easy team. Like, we're going through comfortably. Whether it's going to be in the top bracket or the second bracket, I don't know quite yet. But the league, it started okay. We lost with our best team to Aberdeen in the Viaplay Cup, so that wasn't a highlight. 2-0 win, 2-1 win, 6-1 win, 7-2 win, 3-1 loss. And it was actually a deserved loss was the worrying thing. Again, kind of just did have our best team out there, so yeah, that was worrying, but then bounced back with a 2-1 win against Celtic, who, to be fair, have started the season terribly. But, it's good momentum. I don't really know what's going on with the tactic at the moment, boys and girls. I'm experimenting with some different things. As you know, I'm not really a tactical man. I'm starting to think maybe running at the defence isn't a good thing to press, but I don't know. This is the team that we're going with for the game against Bayern Munich, though, because obviously we're going to have to be slightly more defensive-minded against a team as good as them. McKenna is starting, but that's because he's not starting in the league, so Sousa is, getting a rest, and McKenna's actually getting some game time, so he doesn't kick up a fuss. Willens, Gabriel, making his debut, which, again, probably is a bit silly of a choice, but I didn't end up registering Laskowski, and I want to give, what's his name, Webster a break, and also Tillman. He was centre-back for a couple of games to start off with too. He could definitely be centre-back too. I don't know. I've got too many players. I've absolutely got to. And look at all the people online. Yeah, I've got too many players. And I had to pause the recording so that you didn't hear me cough. But anyway, it's obviously we've got McKenna, Gabriel, Kaiki, Willens, Nowitzki, Turkson, Farrell, Grant, Baptiste, that's right, Millwood, and Owen. It's basically our strongest 11. The only thing I've rotated is Gabriel in there. I think the experience might give us a bit of something in this game. I don't know. Oh, we do need to switch those roles around, though, actually. Kaiki and Gabriel. There we go. That's better. Our best 11 normally would have Webster in that centre-back position, and then Grant as the cam, and then on the right-hand side it would be Carvajal, but he's slightly injured at the moment. So it's basically our best team. Surely we'll win. Surely. A lot of players need squad numbers, though, but they're youngsters. Oh, I gave him 69. Haha, how funny. Oh, and I gave him 59. I'm not even trying to click the nines. It's just continuously happening. So let's see what we can do against a team. Oh yeah, they won. They won the Champions League last year. So this is going to be a test to see. Oh, but that Champions League music, you know what? That makes it all worth it. After you listening to me ramble about transfers for 20 minutes, that's all you needed. You just needed to hear the Champions League music and feel zen, basically. They've got Tau, they've got Wirtz, Davies still exists, Lacroix, this guy that I thought about signing and maybe regret not signing now because he's at Bayern Munich and winning Champions League, so clearly he's not half bad. But the fact that I thought about signing him and didn't makes me think maybe we're not on too dissimilar of a level to them. Maybe my thinking was incorrect and I just should have signed him when I had the chance. But that is what it is. You can't dwell on those things, Raxo. But they have the first highlight. It hits the woodwork. It's nothing interesting, nothing to speak of, but certainly nothing to speak of from our end, and that's potentially because I've changed the tactic quite a lot, and maybe the team isn't familiar with said tactic. Let's try going positive. I've gone balanced. Positive might be the way to go. Want to get some sort of attacking opportunities going. 31% possession is not good at all. 30 is even worse, actually, boys. So let's 32. I will live with that, but this. Their highlight once again. Let's hit it out. No, it's gone to the back of the net. So tactics are not working at this current moment in time. Oh yeah, I've made them roll it out and distribute. Maybe let's not distribute quickly, and maybe let's get the higher engagement again. I experimented with a couple of different things. We all know that when I experiment, it's probably got about a 10% chance of actually working. So we ultimately just revert back to the same tactic that we've been using for years and years and years, and has been doing a mediocre job of doing decent for us. But we've never overperformed what we've been expected to do. So maybe the tactics need to be changed. But every time I try and change, it goes even worse. So let's tell them that we've been terrible so far, and let's go back to the tactic that we use all the time. Well, I have changed one thing that I think was a good decision. No more ball-winning midfielder. Just a central midfielder on defence. You like that? I don't know if it's improved it at all, actually. It could in fact have been the reason we lost to Hearts. But it feels right. Like, ball-winning midfielders do nothing for me. And, I thought there was a penalty there. No, Greg Grant. It's gone in. It's gone in. And that's Baptiste scoring the first goal. And maybe, just maybe, it's as a result of the central midfielder on defence. I am aware that Turkson had absolutely nothing to do with that. But I think his involvement here put a lot of people off, and that deserved to be a goal. That's our XG. Rocked it. Oh, look at that. We are dominating them now. Bayern Munich, who? We're going to win the Champions League, boys and girls. With this tactic, no one can stop us. Millwood is quite tired, though. So Millwood can be stopped, probably. I'm not bringing on Crones. He's the youngster. Mull is learning how to play that left wing position. I bring him on there all the time. He doesn't like it, but eventually he will like it. And fingers crossed, today's that day. He's probably just happy to be on the pitch, if I'm being honest. Farrell can also come off because he's been very average this year. And Edinelson is very similar to him. So it makes me think maybe I should be giving him some more chances. And I've experimented with Mazzala too. And I've thought about it. Now, I haven't stuck with it, clearly. But let's give it a whirl in this game. Is this the game to be experimenting? Probably not. We are versing the Champions League winners. But am I going to do it anyway? Absolutely. I think he was onside there. I'm going to be honest. I knew it was going to go to the linesman. I think that's going to be given. I think we just didn't have anyone defending one of the best attacking players in the world. Yep, and we've conceded as a result. It's just intelligent play from us there, isn't it? Like a full 2 human beings gap if they were lying down. And he's obviously got a half decent first touch because Wirtz is one of the best players in the world. Like, look at him. He's not as actually not quite as good as I thought. Has he won like a Ballon d'Or or anything like that? No. He's actually been had a pretty average career. He only just made his move to Bayern Munich. Well, actually, no wonder we gave him so much space. Well, we underestimated him. But I could have told you he was potentially going to be good. So maybe I should have highlighted that in the pre-game tactical thing that I never attend and never do. Greg Grant, disappointed with your performance. Just putting it out there, mate. You know that I expect better things from you. Oben's not been great either, but I kind of expect that now because he never scores. Oh, Bayern have just scored in the background, haven't they? They just have, haven't they? Am I bringing Greg Grant off? I'm not. I can't. I can't do it. I love him too much. Even though he wants to leave the club. I haven't addressed how we're going to stop him from... And now that we're losing, I guess it's the perfect opportunity to start talking about that because, there's nothing interesting going on in this game. Who else can I change? What's actually going to affect the game, Raxo? Salah is coming on too. There we go. It's not even going to VAR. So, Greg Grant. He was worth £30 million at the start of the transfer window. This is the thing that annoys me. They always undervalue our players, like massively. hugely. As soon as they get sold, they go up in value. I've complained about this before. Greg Grant always gets criminally undervalued. I genuinely think he's one of the best players in this save in terms of ability, and he's always worth like 30 mil to 40 mil, and it's just not accurate because we paid £71 million for him, and he's only gotten better, and he's just obviously incredibly good at football. Like it doesn't take a genius to work that one out. So he started getting some bids from like Real Madrid around that range because that was his value. I was saying no to them for obvious reasons. One, because we love Greg Grant, and two, because I know he's worth more than that. Case in point, actually the game is back on, but we're going to continue talking about Greg Grant. He then comes to me, which he's never done before. He has gotten bids from big clubs. Comes to me and says, "Can I go?" And I go, "Yes, if you match this fee." And the fee I kept saying to him was 120. And to be fair to him, at the time, he was worth £30 million in the bids we were getting for like £30 million, miles away from 120. But I know that this man is worth £120 million easily because it's Greg Grant. As a result, he got upset. I kept rejecting the offers. And the offers kept it going up because I knew, as I said, his value is incorrect and he is worth way more than that. But he still came to me, requested a transfer, and now we've conceded. No, I think he was offside. Let's get excited about this. But yeah, he requested a transfer. I declined it. The whole squad kicked up a fuss. I just said go away because it's Greg Grant. The plan is... so yes, this is the part where you're going to feel clickbaited if you have actually clicked onto the video to get advice. The plan is to ignore it and to just hope it goes away, honestly, because that's the only thing in my experience that you can do. So if the interest goes away, as soon as it does, we'll offer him a contract. He has 3 years left, so, you know, we have time, but, I mean, if 120 mil comes in, I might accept it. I don't want to. Like, I really don't want to, because I would actually rather keep him than have 120 mil. But yeah, he's upset, isn't he? So alternatively, he could just reject offers until he eventually gets unhappy again, which should happen within the 2 years. So maybe I'll do that. That's my advice. But we're actually quite close to winning this football game, or at least getting something out of it. So let's make some tactical changes and stop talking about my terrible Greg Grant plan. Run at defence seemed to be working there, actually. So why don't we keep that on? Who can come on and make a difference? Bruce, why not? He's the only other change I can make, so actually let's do it. Why not? We're throwing caution at the wind here, boys and girls. Brait, that obviously wasn't going to go down well. We're actually doing quite well against Champions League winners, but now we conceded a free kick, and that's quite disappointing for McKenna. He's playing a 6.3. There was this, I'm going to be honest with you, there was this Italian goalkeeper who was outrageous, like really good, and I think it was about £78 million, and we had exactly that in our budget at one point. I kept negotiating with him, I was activating the release clause, and he just wanted a bit too much money, and I kept saying no to him. I wish I didn't say no to him. I don't know why. It was probably like £10,000 a week that I was getting upset over, and I just didn't sign him. And now he's like considered to be one of the best. I'm going to show you. In fact, I'm going to show you him because he plays for RB Leipzig, and I recognise it'll be the starting goalkeeper for RB Leipzig. Yeah, it's this guy. I should have just signed him. Really, he's outrageous, isn't he? And he's 6'3", and now I've got this situation where I'm like, oh, McKenna, Souza, or Colombian dude. It just should have been Mancini, shouldn't it? Oh well. Well, we started off this episode with me not editing out a cough, talking about all the transfers we made, giving you terrible advice on how to keep Greg Grant, and losing to Bayern Munich. And somehow I don't think any of it was unexpected. I didn't clickbait you. This is how you make sure that your best players stay all season. Greg Grant has been wanted by Borussia Dortmund, but now it has finally been dropped. And every so often, like every couple of weeks, I'll see if I can negotiate a contract. And now that the demand has been dropped by Borussia Dortmund, he will negotiate with us. And this is where you just have to do absolutely whatever you can to get them to stay. You give them whatever they want. Always try and give them end of season. If you can, get end of season. It's just helpful. Greg Grant, for some reason, thinks he is the worst footballer of all time. And he only ever wants about £35 million. He is currently getting paid £33 million. I'm actually going to be nice to Greg, because Greg deserves more. We love Greg to the moon and back, but I'm also going to try and be cheeky and add a clause. Like, I could obviously just do this deal, but I am going to be nice, actually. I'm going to be optional 1 year extension by the club, and I'm going to give him 47, and then maybe I'll bump that down, actually, a wee bit. Is he going to accept that? Are you going to be fine with that? There we go, boys and girls. Greg Grant, now solidified for 5 years. If it wasn't on a 5 year, I would have bumped it up to 5 as much as I could straight away. He is now going to be staying, because it will start at the end of the season until 2038. Greg Grant, is going nowhere. You also probably want to know what's happened since last time we saw each other. I will go over that. The transfer window just ended, by the way. And this season has gone the best any season has ever gone so far. I'm actually not going to show you a game, because the games we have coming up are pretty bad. Well, boring. I'm not even going to show you the Celtic game. Maybe I'll come back a little bit later for the Champions League. So this will just be like a halfway recap of the transfer window and how we're doing. Starting with how we're doing, we are dominating. We have lost one game all season, 3-1 to Hearts, and we have just been scoring goals for fun. Look, Greg Grant, 21 goals in 24 appearances, hence why we want to keep him. Cavalier has ended up being the best player that we signed. We brought him in for what, £39 million? He was okay for the French league side, Rennes, but he's now just smashing them in. 16 goals, 12 appearances, 9 off the bench. I still don't even really start him, to be honest, because we paid so much money for Oben Salic, who also has been great, by the way. 18 appearances, 18 goal contributions. Like, it's not like he's been bad, but just all of them have been amazing. Millwood has continued to be amazing. We have also just confirmed a new contract for him at the end of this year, and he's going up, I think, to 155, which is a lot of money, but still. And yeah, he's 12 goals, 10 assists. Like, we're country miles the best team in this league. And the big surprise, Salah, that new signing that I didn't even know if I was going to actually keep around the club. I thought I might just loan him out. He's the top assister. So he starts for us now too. What's his name? Turkson doesn't even start anymore for us. So yeah, things are going brilliantly there. And in the Champions League, I do think we actually did get the easiest games we've ever gotten in the Champions League. But for the first time ever, we have finished in the top 8, which means we get to skip the first knockout round and move on to the round of 16, which I'm not sure if means we get less opportunities for money, because when we win that preliminary round of knockout fixtures, we get money for it. So I don't know if I'm just missing out on that money, which is actually really annoying for the football club. But I guess I got more money because I was winning more games. But I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to whinge. We did incredibly well to get there. Like, we played all our games in the Champions League, obviously. We lost to Bayern to start off with. I think I might have shown you that. So yeah, but then we beat Napoli 6-2. We then beat SK Rapid 6-2. 5-0 win against Anderlecht. 7-2 loss to Real Madrid, which was a bit of a humbling. But to be fair, I don't know if we actually deserved to lose by that much. We definitely deserved to lose, don't get me wrong. But it was a huge margin of victory that maybe was a little flattering to them. Then we bounced back with 6-3 win to Atletico Madrid. Then we beat Copenhagen 8-2. Then we beat Ludo Goretz 8-0. So yeah, we had some easy games in there. So I'm pretty chuffed with how it went overall. However, January transfer window just closed. We made a lot of deals, and I have also worked out something in our club that I'm going to tell you. We need so our expenditure is insane. Like, the amount of money that we spend each year is ridiculous. And if you actually get rid of the transfer expenditure on transfers, our total expenditure is about 104. It is actually 104 million pounds. Okay, keep that number in mind. 104 million pounds. I'm actually even going to get my phone to make sure I don't forget that. 104 million pounds is our expenditure. Then our income is basically just players sold. Yeah, that's how we make our money. If you get rid of that number, it is £55 million. So without selling players, we make £55 million a year. Without signing players, we spend £105 million a year, which means that we have to bring an extra £50 million in every single year from transfers to make sure that our club does not go into financial ruin. And that is only just something I have realised. And that is as a result of the fact that we pay some outrageously high wages in a situation where we actually can't afford to be paying the wages that we pay. Like, you look at this, I don't know why it's not actually sorting it for us. Hello, football man. Okay, let's try clicking off and clicking back on. Is that going to fix it? Yeah, well, it's not the way I like to sort it. Can I sort it that way and it not glitch? There we go. Okay, yeah. So £39 million a year of player wages and £18 million of loyalty bonuses. I think even in general, and bonuses. So that's what? It's 48, 56, £66 million a year. We clearly actually don't have the money to be paying £155,000 a year and actually giving people like Greg Grant huge wage rises just because we like them. But we do it anyway because we have to keep making money through transfers. So as a result, our transfer policy is definitely to buy them young, hopes to sell them for a profit. But that's what we're continuing to do. You can see here we've made £100 million in transfer revenue this year. Still actually not enough because we're £20 million in the red at the moment, but we're hoping for prize money come the end of the season, and Champions League money to, weigh it out. Like, if we didn't have Champions League money as well, like, we're in the bin. We just don't make enough money as a general football club. Like, it's really tough. But anyway, transfers that we've made. Starting off with the sales, we didn't sell too many people, but we did make one huge one. Starting with Guendouzi, £4 million left the club. We kind of knew that was going to happen as soon as we signed him. He was a stupid signing, sold him. Markovic, also free transfer, kind of knew that we were going to sell him, and I did literally say that, £10.5 million. I'm very happy to take that. Loaned out a youngster, Carvajal has left. £75 million. Now, this was because, one, I realised that transfer expenditure thing and we were in the net negatives, so I want to make sure we were making money for this transfer. I felt had to be done from a financial standpoint. And two, I found a player that I really wanted to sign, and if I wanted to sign him, the only way I was going to be able to do it is if I sold Carvajal. And Carvajal is really good, don't get me wrong. He was doing outrageously well this year for us once again. 5 goals, 11 assists. But I don't know, I kind of feel like he's hit his ceiling. I don't know if he's going to get a whole lot better. I don't know. And he did want to go to PSG. He was going to kick up a fuss, so I got that message. So I feel like it makes sense on all bases. £75 million is a good fee to get to him. So, I mean, we'll take it. And then we loaned out Hernandez because he got upset about his game time, which I really think is stupid because he played 11 games as well as like 2 cup appearances, 6 Champions League appearances. I think he needs to harden up. He was quite good for us too, actually. So annoyed that I had to loan him out, but I think, marathon, not a sprint, keep him around for the long run. If not, sell him for a profit in the future. But signings-wise, we did make a couple. Keith Steele is a player I've had my eye on for a long time, but for some reason, he didn't want to join our club for a long time. He's played for Kilmarnock in the top division, our division, for this year, and he's been there for a couple of seasons beforehand. 14 appearances, 6 goals, 4 assists. Why would I not want him? He's the only Scottish player I've found with 5-star potential ability, 18 years of age to have these stats. Insane. So we did agree about 10 different fees for this man. 10.5 I think was the lowest we ever got it. But he just didn't want to join. But finally, it said that he wanted to join once the transfer window opened, so we put in a bid, accepted it, got him in the club. He is apparently an important first-team player. He's going to get mad at some point because he's not going to be anywhere near that. But I needed to sign him. Look at him. He's great. So he joins the club. Very happy to welcome him. The player that I want to sign instead of Carvajal is this man. I think when you look at him, you can understand why I kind of wanted him instead of Carvajal. I just think he was hugely underpriced. £50 million. Like, I feel like this is a £100 million kind of player. I think he's on par with Oban, who we paid £87 million if you remember. for, and like £30 million cheaper. I just don't understand why it was up for this price and why Barcelona would accept it, but we take it. The only thing is we are paying him outrageous wages, £165,000 per week, which makes him the highest earner by a country mile. And I know I have identified the financial issues that we have, and it is caused by wage budget. But you got to do what you got to do. So he joins the club. Gonzalo Sanchez, very happy to welcome him to the club, despite the fact that he is probably not a good financial long-term decision. Another one that's probably not a financially good long-term decision, but has 5-star potential. Once again, it's kind of a trend. We just sign people with 5-star potential. It is a striker by the name of Simsek, who's a Turkish player, 18 finishing, 15 first touch, 15 pace. Comes in from Napoli, not really playing much for them, but clearly has the ability. He'll be on the bench. We have a lot of good strikers now, and that has certainly been written home by the fact that we signed this youngster with a 5-star potential, who is 6'5", 18 years of age, 16 finishing, 17 first touch. So yes, will be a striker in the future for sure, despite the fact that right now he is a winger. I don't think so. And on deadline day, we got a message about this player. And obviously I signed him, didn't I, as another striker. I am trying to train him to be a left winger. I think although the 18 finishing does suggest amazing striker, I do have a feeling that left wing might be a better position for him in the future with the vision that he has. He doesn't have much crossing, but I don't really care about that, to be honest. And the height, I just feel like a winger might work better for him. Stamina as well. Determination, his leadership, his positioning's not that great for a striker, which concerns me a wee bit. So I'm trying to retrain him, but he's the kind of one that I'm actually going to have to play in some games. So our team is now looking like this. Still, did I tell you about this? I don't know if I told you about this. This is a formation I've been playing for a very, very long time. And it's been working all season. All I did was just move the CDM down to get some more cover, and Saleh has taken over that spot as a... I don't even really know what this does, but oh my gosh, it's working well. Segundo Volante. I'm going to be honest, I really don't know what the role is, but it seems to create good opportunities and assists, as well as still being kind of defensively minded. I don't know. I really can't tell you. Turkson does okay in it, but Saleh does insane in it. Like, you look at, he's got no assists, 1 goal. You know, like, he's mid. Saleh, 13 assists. He's amazing. Like, it's just, it just clicks with him. It clicks with him. Eden Nelson has actually just begun starting because he kicked up a fuss, and I actually think he probably does deserve to start over Farrell. I love Farrell. Hope he doesn't get upset. But I think maybe Eden Nelson, no idea how to say his name, is slightly better. Greg Grant should of course be starting, but Gaspar has been working his way into the starting lineup because Greg Grant is always tired and just coming back from his first ever injury for us. Sanchez is now starting on the right. Probably won't have him as an inside forward forever, but when we're versing easy teams, it's an easy thing to do. Willand Webster, who has been a really good signing for us, amazing centre back. I was 100% right. 3.5 star current ability, now a star player, and 18 marking, 15. Like, he's great. I mean, I made the right shout by signing him, even if it was £30 million. I think an amazing decision. Kaiki again signed for another long-term deal. Very good player, going to keep him around. Nowitzki playing great too, and Souza has been our starting goalkeeper. McKenna being on the bench. Got upset about it once, moving him to a cup goalkeeper, and hasn't whinged about it again. No, he has actually. I think I promised him more game time. How's that promise going? Not great. So maybe he'll be starting for the next month. But anyway, we'll come back in a wee bit when we're versing an interesting team in the Champions League. Maybe even, hopefully, in the quarterfinals. Let's see. I don't know. We'll come back sometime soon. I wish I showed you this game. So, for context, we beat Nice in the Champions League round of 16. We won 5-4. 5-4. I've said that 3 times now on aggregate. Then, we're now versing Real Madrid. First leg, we were at home, so I went with a kind of attacking formation, our normal one. We got more shots, but we lost 2-1. Not ideal. Hardest team, hardest draw. Like, if you actually look at the other teams we could have drawn. Like, Leeds, we would have taken. Leipzig, we would have taken.
Tottenham we would have taken, Hoffenheim we would have taken. It was only Liverpool, AC Milan and Real Madrid that we really wanted to avoid. And of course we got Real Madrid. But it's not over. We are playing that second leg on camera today, right here, right now. But I wish I showed you this game. So the game before, obviously I rotated the squad because it's so close. And the game in between, obviously I rotated the squad because it was so close. So we started off with Cavalier, who you know actually, to be fair. Gaspar, Akbas, who was the youngster that we signed, who play left wing, even though he can't play there apparently. Gaspar's that young Portuguese guy that we brought in. Farrell, who you know, to be fair. Bannon started. Yes, Bannon. Saleh, who you know because he's playing really well. Tillman, who you might know if you remember. CDM, centre-back. Central midfielder, very good, high potential. Again, another deadline day signing that we got in the agent report, very cheap. Lakowski, who was that English centre-back that we bought in at the start of the year for like £20 million. Gabriel, Nowitzki, who actually, to be fair, is like our starting left-back. And Souza. It is a heavily rotated side because it was the game in between the one against Real Madrid. And what ended up happening was absolute carnage. I'm showing you the goals. I'm sorry, I've just got to show you goals. It was the most incredible game of Football Manager I've played in some time. So we started off with Gaspar scoring a penalty. He then scored a goal that got disallowed here, so it would have been 2-0. But they came flying back in, and they scored a header. Oh, by the way, the tactic that we were using, you're confused. Why were you playing 5 at the back, Rack? So, well, I built that tactic specifically to try and beat Real Madrid. And, maybe not the best tactic of all time, but I'll go over that in a second. So I wanted to get the team a bit more familiar with it by playing with it in this game. I had played with it before in another game and we won. So I thought, I'll give it a crack in this game. We then went 2-1 down, which was unfortunate, to say the least. We then went 3-1 down, which was incredibly unfortunate once again. And then they went on to make it 4-1. I think I might have accidentally said 4-1. It was 3-1 there. Now it's 4-1. So at halftime, I was like, well, this tactic obviously isn't working. 4-3-3. And immediately, we start dominating. Attacking mentality. Cavalier puts it into the back of the net. A couple minutes later, we score another goal from Cavalier. Gets disallowed. But no matter, because Cavalier's back at it again. Tillman, Farrell, Cavalier. Now it is what? 3-4. So we're 1 goal behind them. 71st minute, we make it 4-4, and I'm like, thank goodness we managed to salvage a draw. By the way, we haven't lost for like 26 games, so I'm keeping that in mind. But then in the 86th minute, Tillman, with that absolute cracker, puts it in the back of the net, and believe it or not, that was the game that clinched us the title. I know. What a performance by this team. 16 points clear with 33 games gone. We're not even at the point where the teams get separated. Well, okay, we now are at the point. But, we weren't at that time, and we won the league. We don't even need to worry about any of the teams in the top division. We have won the league already, and it has been an incredible season so far. As you can see, we have not lost a single game, excluding Champions League games and cup competitions, apart from our game against Hearts at the start of the season. I wish we did not lose that, but we have. And now the focus is against Real Madrid. Obviously, that is a huge focus for us. We want to win. We want to go through to the next round. We have never made it to the semi-finals of the Champions League. I really thought this would be the year because the teams are very beatable, but we got drawn Real Madrid. And you're going to think, Rack, so that tactic didn't work against a team like that. How do you think it's going to work against Real Madrid? Well, clearly, going with our normal tactic isn't working either. So I'm giving it a crack. And this is the team that we're going to... It's not the team, actually. I have not edited the team. No, I'm going to pause it. This is the team that we're going with. To be fair, I didn't edit it all that much. Oban up top, Grant, Millwood, Edenilson, then Salah. Then we've got Willens, Nowitzki, Kaiki, Webster, Turkson, and Souza. Turkson being the centre-back that I have realised is actually better than Kaiki, which is outrageous to me because I thought Kaiki was on another level. But if you compare them, Turkson's better in everything. And even if you go to attributes, he's better in just about everything. Turkson should be starting in centre-back for us, but he starts in CDM only just ahead of the Salah dude. But this is the team that we need to play against Real Madrid. They play a 4-3-3 with the CDM and 2 central midfielders. The central midfielders are both Mazzalas. They just cut through our defence. Their team is outrageous. I just feel like we need to go 5 at the back. We are going to go on a balanced mentality. The tactic is the same, excluding that, except we have moved to a mid-block, and we are looking for overlaps. Because, oh no, let's just go overlap right, actually, because there's not really going to be overlaps from Nowitzki, because he's on defensive duty. Willens will be coming in, hopefully making some overlaps. I just feel like this is the only way we're going to win. You know, like, we've got to be defensively solid, and we can only do that with 5 at the back. Greg Grant has to be on the pitch, but we also want wingers on the pitch because we play with wingers so well all the time. So asymmetric works, Willens into that wide position. The analyst report doesn't reckon it's too bad in any positions apart from like the right back spot. But then Turkson's good enough to defend that area. I don't know. I could be making a terrible mistake, but boys and girls, this is what we're going with against Real Madrid. And we're jumping into it. Their team, as you're about to see, is an outrageous team. They are the favourites to win this competition. If you looked at the media, you didn't look at the media report, and I probably could have shown you it, but I'm not going to, because you just take my word for it. They are the favourites to win this competition, and for good reason. Bellingham, and then they've got Sukic, Tchouaméni, Anthony, who was good in this save, Timber. They actually have rotated. Jimenez is their man up the top, who is outrageously good. If you click on him, he is a regen. And he is pretty good across the board. Probably one of the best players in the world. 300k per week. We just need luck. Honestly, 2-1 down is not a terrible position to be. But against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, it's going to be a challenge. I think it is the Bernabeu. If I'm wrong, I severely apologise. I did make a series with Real Madrid at one point. But early doors, we're not getting a lot of possession. We kind of did expect that, which makes me think perhaps I should be playing with a slightly more direct passing. I will also not running at defence, because I just feel like that's a issue for us if we're trying to get past defenders that are probably some of the best defenders in the world. But I feel like they've rotated players against us, which I'm slightly offended by, but that might bode well for us. Nothing seems to be happening in the first half, and to be fair, that's probably because we're going 5 at the back. But this is a crucial game, boys. We need to be a little bit hyped up for it. I'm going to make us step up a bit. Pleased with the performance so far. I mean, we've kept them out defensively. We haven't really created anything going forward, though. Maybe let's try running at the defence then and stepping up. Catch them off guard. Keep the same tactic. Let's go for it. No substitutes need to be made at this point in time. No one seems to be playing bad. No one's getting injured. We just need a chance, I guess. And the chance is coming someone's way. Is it going to be ours? We're staying on the balanced mentality, but you definitely know that that will probably be the first thing to change if I make a change. Jimenez on it. Vinicius Jr., who I didn't mention, but yeah, he's outrageous. And there is that Jimenez guy. And for some reason, that highlight has been enough for me to decide I'm going on to a positive mentality to try and attack them even more. Because, well, 5 at the back, we're not even attacking them that outrageously. Yes, if we get to like the 75-minute mark and nothing is happening, I will make subs and I will change the tactic. But right now, it actually looks like they're getting more into the game and we're getting less in the game with 4 shots not happening. Nothing's happening to it at the moment. That is not quite the sentence that I needed to be saying, but you know what I mean. Cavalier's coming on. Salah is coming off, and Tillman, after his banger, is coming onto the pitch. If he could be a hero against Real Madrid, that would be incredible. We are getting to the point where a tactical change might need to be taking place because a 0-0 draw does nothing for us, and we currently have 5 people in defence. It was later than I maybe should have done it as well, but I've got to move to this formation. I mean, now that makes me wish I used that tactic for the first leg. Maybe we could have gone the smash and grab and a first goal at home, but we have enough good players to hold out and score a goal and get a surprise win. Sanchez, I guess we just kind of have to go attacking, don't we? Let's keep Tillman on this role. It seems to work well. Keep it attacking. Run at defence. Roll it out. Yeah, everything works. Advanced playmaker. I mean, we don't really have a lot of the ball at the moment. Is this tactic going to change that possession stat? I don't know. A highlight is coming. I guess I got to celebrate that because that means potentially a chance to win the game or get back into the game. Send it to extra time is all we need. They are on the ball though. which is always slightly concerning. But we've taken it back. Here is Greg Grant through to Millwood. Sanchez scores and makes it. No, I think he was offside. Sanchez wasn't offside, but I think Cavalier was, and they're going to rule that out for it. They have. Oh, I really thought that was good. Millwood, and he's fine, but Cavalier so close to the ball was... Oh, he's destroyed it. No. Okay, well, I don't know what to do now. That was our one chance. That was the one highlight, and it's been ruled out for Cavalier standing in a stupid position. Okay, I don't even know if any subs are going to make a huge difference here. Farrell can come on, sorry. Millwood can come off, and Gaspar can come on. Sanchez over there, Gaspar over there. Move Tillman up and put him as a... we'll play him as the deep line playmaker, actually. Play Farrell as a Mazzala on attack. Really go attacking. Start getting that ball into the mix and stop running at the defence. Hit early crosses. And just hope something happens. I don't need to roll it out anymore, actually. Distribute it quickly. And let's hope. How many minutes of additional time have we got? Potentially not enough. Very attacking. 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and a highlight is coming. Okay. Get excited, boys and girls. This is the moment where we cause an upset. This is the moment where we take it to extra time. Souza clears it long. We don't win the header. In fact, I think this is almost definitely going to be their highlight, isn't it? Yeah, they shoot. And it's the crossbar. It's the crossbar. We're just going to have to watch this game. We're watching it. Watching the whole game, boys. This is a moment where history could be made. And we want to see every single inch of it. And then I can make tactical changes if I feel like things are not going well. Why is there no one on the right-hand side? There's just no one there. They smash it long. Nowitzki, you should be getting to that. Okay, no nonsense. I mean, don't know if I love that, considering we just take risks, man. Like, take risks. Is that a thing? Be more expressive. And maybe not hit early crosses. Just thump it forward. Get higher. Go higher. Everyone go higher. And get stuck in. Just get the ball. And that won't actually take place until the ball goes out next time. Okay, well, Grant has it. Into Cavalier. Gaspar's miles offside. I'm not even... Yeah. Well, that's annoying. Clearly, they're playing a low block now. Tactical changes have taken effect. But there's only 1 minute to go. So we need to win it right now. We need to put it through to Cavalier. And he needs to score. Sanchez did score, but Cavalier was offside. Okay, who's pushing up? Who's putting the pressure on? We need to obviously put the pressure on. Vinicius Jr. Willand. You're an idiot. That ball was going out. Even if not, you could have taken the risk and moved it to the centre back, done something that wasn't giving them an opportunity to go to the corner and just let the time run out. I'm blaming Willand for that. Idiot. Absolute idiot. I'm not even disappointed with that performance, to be fair. I'm just disappointed with Willans. Why have you done that? I mean, it's not like we were going to score a goal from it anywhere. I should be more disappointed with Cavalier, to be fair. Why do I have to watch everyone walk off, though? I know I've changed it to full match, but this isn't a part of the match anymore. Can we hurry up, please? I just have to sit in my sorrow. We never get past the quarterfinal, boys and girls. We just can't do it at the moment. It's incredibly frustrating. I really do feel like we've gotten a draw against the best team as well. And we're still having to look at this stupid screen. I mean, we were underdogs and we did put in our best effort, but it just wasn't enough. We are dominating our league. But the Champions League is elusive, and I guess that is our goal next season. Well, we will come back at the end of the season, hopefully in the Scottish Cup final. Could watch that. And put a cherry on top of a cake that has been a domestic success, but another not disappointing Champions League run, because we were in the top bracket of the league playoff, but a continuous struggle, I guess you could call it. Once again, it wasn't the hardest road to get here, but we beat Clyde, we beat Aberdeen, and we beat Dundee, and now we're versing Celtic in the final of the Scottish Cup. Obviously, the end of the season went quite well, although we did lose to Celtic 2-1, which was quite frustrating because it meant that we lost our second game of the season and lost an insane win streak of like 30 games, non-loss streak for like 30 games in the league. So a bit gutted to lose that, but we did deserve to win, to be fair, but it just didn't happen for us on the day, and that does happen sometimes from time to time. And we actually are in the Club World Cup. I don't really understand how the qualification for this works. I think there's like a points thing, but I don't know where you see the like qualification points to actually know. But we got an okay group. Like there is one other amazing team in our group, obviously, and America also not a bad Mexican team either. So that could be slightly challenging, but I back us to go to the next round. So in the next episode, next season, we will come back and I'll let you know if we go far in that. I won't show you the group stage, but I might show you some knockout stages if we go far. Obviously, as you know, Champions League we got knocked out of, and the league we have not gotten the awards yet. So we're going to simulate the Scottish Cup final on camera for you, boys and girls. It is our best 11 playing, except McKenna is starting, and I don't know why. Someone please tell me in the comment section below if you know. But McKenna has lost his face. It is just gone. I've not changed the logo pack. I've not changed anything. I think it is a glitch. I'm pretty certain his face is like already in the game. So I wonder if they just lost the rights to his face or something, and they got rid of it, because Bruce is still there, and my logo pack has the squares around the outside, like Gabriel here, and McKenna's wasn't. It really bothers me, is what I'm trying to say. It's really annoying me. He's not got a face. I want it back. And it does make me more likely to sell him. But this is the team. Oban, Millwood, Grant, Sanchez, who has ended up being an outrageously good signing. 6 goals, 7 assists. What a player. And obviously his stats are outrageous, so we knew he was going to be decent. Greg Grant, Eda Nilsson, Turkson, Willens, Webster, Kaiki, Nowitzki and McKenna. Let's jump into it. And we're continuing with the attacking mentality. Mate, it's just working even against teams like Rangers, like Celtic. Yes, I will admit it didn't work in that one game against Celtic, but as we can see, we did dominate it. So we owe them for last time we saw each other. Let's make sure we get a win and just get another trophy in the cabinet. We didn't manage to get the domestic triple with the Viaplay Cup slipping through our fingers this year. However, we did win the league, and a double would be pretty good. I think this would still go down, in my opinion, as our best ever season performance-wise. If we manage to win this tournament, I'd say we have to win this for it to be our best ever season. But our points tally of 100 is outrageous. Champions League top 8 finishes are very impressive. Going to the quarterfinals and only losing by 1 goal to Real Madrid is impressive, despite the fact that we would like to have gone further than the quarterfinals. And winning a cup competition would just put the cherry on top. So I think this would make it the best season of all time if we do manage to win the Scottish Cup, which I'd back us to do based upon the early highlights. It's all us. And here is Greg Grant putting it into Sanchez. Sanchez to Turkson, and Turkson puts it into the top corner, smashes it in. He has starting games more often at the moment. Saleh has been dropped, and I know Turkson, and you know Turkson. If you look at his stats, like, he's a good player, and he's finally starting to show it as well. Like, I don't know if he's just more familiar with that role, but he is really, really good at the moment, and I like what he brings to the table. So he is playing a lot more football, and I am even considering putting him at the centre-back position at some point if Kaiki gets a bit average, but I still back Kaiki, and he just got a new contract being told he was going to be a star player, so maybe that won't happen at this point in time. But the financial situation is still a big thing. Like, every year we have to make £55 million, more in transfer revenue than anywhere else, because, you know, we just don't make money from the league. It just doesn't happen. We got 3 million from winning the league this year, so we don't get that budget that you get from like the Premier League or something like that. We have to really go well in the Champions League or make money from selling players. So every player, including Turkson obviously, has a price that I will sell them for, maybe excluding Greg Grant. Greg Grant is potentially the only player that I don't think I'd sell him for anything now that we've gotten his new contract. And actually Millwood, to be fair, we just managed to sign him for another huge contract. And I mean, they could if they came in with like 150, I'd probably sell him, to be fair. But they probably won't be offering them because he's about to sign a new contract. But it is actually looking like this game is going more the way of Celtic in the second half of the first half. I mean, I'm happy with what we've done so far in terms of the scoreline, but 8 shots to our 3 could be crumbling at some point too. Turkson's trying to score a second from a corner, doesn't quite get it on target. So this could be their opportunity to pounce and get some opportunities at some point very soon. If they want to win this game, they got to do exactly that very soon. With 8 shots not moving for some time, actually, it looks like we might have a bit more of a foothold once again. Maybe they just had an array of shots in like one highlight, and they kept getting blocked and they weren't on target or something like that. Greg Grant's going to stay on. Actually, Eden Nilsson's going to come off though. Farrell's coming on. We'll get some energy on the wing. Let's get Cavalier on. He's not perfect in that left wing position, but he is training there, and I would like to get him to be able to play there quite often, because he is definitely my second choice behind Millwood if we did manage to get that. And here is Oben Selleck managing to put the ball into the back of the net, but I think he could be offside. It looked like it was a Turkson goal. It took a deflection on the way, and it's actually onside. I mean, okay, I wasn't really paying attention because we were making tactical changes, and I didn't think it was a real highlight. But it comes to Willens. Willens plays it into Turkson, and Turkson, he's miles on. And Oben's just kind of stolen that goal, but I guess the goalkeeper was saving it if he didn't get a touch onto it. So, Oben, well done. And Turkson with an assist. He is really putting it on a vintage display in this final here, showing that he deserves to be one of the best players in world football. And with all the teams interested in him, it definitely does suggest that he actually is one of the best players in world football. Greg Grant putting the ball, he actually scored 2 free kicks this season, actually. And I was telling you recently that he never scores them. He managed to put one in the back of the net, 2 in the back of the net, one off a huge deflection though, but one pinpoint. Can he get another one, actually? This is in a perfect position. Greg Grant, just needs to put a bit more lift over that. That would have been a great way to put a cherry on top of this game. I feel like we're already won it. I'm not taking Greg Grant off solely for the fact that I want to see him lift the trophy. I'm pretty sure he still does, but even if you substitute him off, but still, I'm letting the captain stay on the captaincy pitch for the entire game and really feel like he has won the cup final. But the substitutes just aren't necessary at the moment. We're playing well. No one's outrageously tired apart from the best 2 players on the pitch at the moment, Turkson and Greg Grant. Sanchez maybe, but he's been playing well too. I don't need to fiddle with it. I think we're going to win this game regardless. Cavalier hits it over the bar. Could have made it 3-0, but the clock is just ticking by, and we're waiting for the final whistle to confirm the fact that we have won 2 competitions this season. Of course, the Cinch Championship, the Premiership, Championship's a division below, and now with that goal, absolutely confirming the Scottish Cup for, I want to say, the second year in a row. We definitely won it last year. We could have even won it the year before. I'll check after this game. But we are dominating the Scottish football. We knew it was going to happen at some point, but it has finally happened. We are leagues above everyone else with 100 points, 2 losses in the year, another cup win, and Champions League. It's our goal now, and we aren't that far away from it, despite the fact that we've never made it to the semi-final or the final. You'd think 1 or 2 seasons might be all it takes, and the Champions League could be coming Queen's Park's way. If you're still enjoying the series, please do seriously smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to go over the season awards and season review very quickly, because I assume that is coming in like a couple simulations time. I will pause it for you so you don't have to listen to me ramble on, but I will very, very quickly just check if we have won it the last couple of seasons. I feel like we have. Scottish Cup and past winners. We've won it 3 times, but only the last 2 seasons, to be fair. But, still impressive. Season review, we love it. We see it every year. I mean, it's good. It's good to sit down, have a look, see what happened. Oh, did I tell you about this guy? No, I did. I won't go on about it. Cavalier apparently signed into the season. I would say Sanchez. I would definitely say Sanchez, even though a mid-year transfer, outrageous signing, I don't know how we got him for only £55 million. Obviously a good season for us, winning the league, Champions League quarterfinal, Scottish Cup win, fair play. Not beautiful, but it is what it is. Biggest win, match to remember. What a match. And goal of the season came in one of our bigger wins as well. We haven't gone up in reputation. We haven't really gone up in revenue. In fact, we've got less broadcast revenue. Well, that surprises me. I don't know. Maybe because we played less Champions League games too, but and less competition. Money. Is that because we again played less Champions League games? Maybe. No idea. That is outrageous. Okay, so Grant, Millwood, Oban, Sanchez, and Farrell with the top shirt sales. That's not too surprising to me. I would agree with this best 11. It's got Salek, it's got Millwood, it's got Carvajal, who deserves to be in there despite the fact that we sold him. Grant, and Nilsson, Turkson, Willens, Kaiki, Webster, Nowitzki, and Souza. McKenna finally taken out of the squad. Very gutted to see him go, but with no face. I mean, it's got to be done. Grant, player of the season, young player of the season, Greg Grant too. I mean, it's a Greg Grant show, realistically. Cavalier signing of the season, Greg Grant, top goal scorer, most assists to Salia, which is very impressive. Greg Grant, and Brad Webster. Brad Webster again in there at some point in time. And the manager timeline, of course, is too long to even worry about. But is there any new players inducted into the best 11? And did we win any awards this year? We have already gotten the notification that I won Manager of the Year. The Writers' Manager of the Year, which, I mean, you'd expect so, really. Like, it was an outrageous season for us. But who has been put in it? Willens was pick of 3 players. Oh, no, he's not. He's not been actually in it. He's just on the bench. And there's no one else being added. Okay, I can live with that. Anyone gone to the starting lineup that I haven't noticed? No. Dean Thomas is back in, actually. I don't think he was in it before. That's surprising. I'm pretty sure he was on the bench last year. And Freeland was starting. And Bannon's been taken out for sure, actually. Soriano's been moved down there. That is odd. I think Freeland should be starting. Fox has been taken out. Kaiki, yeah, to be fair, probably should actually be in there. Bannon, I feel like, needs to be in forever, in my opinion. Soriano is so generous to be in there. He played 1, 2, 3 actual seasons and was okay. That is, yeah, no, that's soft. I reckon there's Freeland is way higher on my list. Willens is way higher. Fox definitely is. Bannon for sure. Yeah, questionable choice there. But we've got to have the season awards coming at some point very soon. I know I said that I was gonna, stop showing you me simulating, but here we go. I knew it was coming just a couple of seconds away, and we want the vision for next year: be competitive, win, work within wage budget. Yeah, that's fine. That's every single year, and then every year again, I just discuss my plans, and all I talk about is the Premiership and say that we're going to win it. And then I end the meeting because it's enough to slightly motivate them. Then, they got relegated. Sent him to the wrong team, clearly. I mean, I guess it probably meant he had a lot of defensive work to do, but maybe not best for his, value. But lots of players wanted. But of course, Greg Grant, player of the season again, 35 goal contributions in 30 games. He is on another level. We absolutely love him. Top goal scorer as well. With Salek not too far behind him, 6 goals behind him. Eden Nilsson, young player of the season. He'll be chuffed about that, and he deserves it, to be fair. The decision to move him into the starting lineup instead of Farrell was definitely a good one. It was a sad one, but it was definitely a good one. Mull comes second in the best goal of the season. Oh, yeah, we loaned him out to the Rangers. Again, I'm sure I would have told you that, actually. Manager of the season to me, of course, and this is what I was interested in. The team of the season. We have Cavalier, Salek, Millwood, Edenilson, Kaiki, Webster, Willens, and Souza. We dominated that lineup. I did think maybe we'd see... There's no Greg Grant. Yeah, I had a feeling there was someone missing. Greg Grant isn't in there. The right winger, I guess that makes sense. No left back too. Greg Grant's got to be in there, but I guess he won the player of the season, so I assume it's confirmed. And that is awesome. Championship player of the season is coming our way next season. He has been signed on a pre-contract expiry, and I forgot to tell you about it because normally I just tell you at the start of the season. But he has won Championship player of the season. Well, that's awesome. That's very good to see. But domination from us as per usual. Grant, Millwood, and Eden Nilsson. Really, mate. He is good. He is very double decent. And I'm just going to show you this really quickly. It's going to be an interesting transfer window. Look, wanted. Everyone is wanted. So there are going to be some players being sold. It has to happen every year. And there are going to be some players brought in. That £55 million, we just kind of ignore it because we're currently in the red, so we actually don't have the money to play with. In fact, we need to make $25 million more and then another £55 million to make sure that we stay in the green next season. So finance is fun. But that's where we're ending this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Club World Cup coming in the next one. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll see you all later.